Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be showcasing Alisaie's rotation, just because I know that I had like a couple of people who were requesting it from me, and I definitely want to help those people out. So I'm definitely going to be giving a proper showcase to her, just to really show what she can do in the city of Upper Omnia, and on top of that to show that her longevity now has become ridiculously long. Like it was long before, but it's even longer now, and she's very, very self-sufficient given the right team comp. So we're going to be rolling with this team comp of Ornn, Alisaie, and Pain for this. Pain is going to be very, very beneficial to both of these two, and she's going to really allow Alisaie to really, really run rampant. Alisaie is very self-sufficient, but with Pain's auras, especially with her being in the aura slot, you're going to be seeing some very, very powerful things coming from Alisaie here. This boss is pretty much known for being absolutely defensive, and Alisaie is going to be able to punch through like nothing. So we're going to be rolling with this team comp. We do need to keep the orb in check, so we need a stacking debuff. And with that being the case, we're going to be rolling with Kadaj, Jack, and we'll be rolling with Fran for those. As far as friend supports go, I don't think we need one. So we're going to be rolling with the main team of Alisaie. We're going to be rolling with Ornn, and we have Pain in the team. So, Pain being in the buff slot, you'll be very surprised about how fast it's going to ramp up to 10 with these three working together. Ornn being here as well. Alisaie normally does not like having buffs put on her, but because this buff is so long-winded, you can really work these two together. Normally, Ornn would only really help with physical damage or melee damage, but Alisaie is so self-sufficient that she doesn't really need Ornn, but she'll most likely get a lot more from Pain at this point. Ornn really helps out with the protection of the team and definitely helps out Pain hitting higher. So we'll be rolling with this team. We'll be rolling with this. Tornado is going to be the next step here. So first thing, we have to get Kadaj's LD on. Just so we have our 5 stack. And we'll go into Jolt 2. And Pain's already at 4. With this being the case, because we're doing this showcase, this boss has AoE damage, or this boss has multiple targets. So we'll be rolling with AoE for this team comp and for her showcase for this. For this one, we're going to be starting off with Ver Stone, because if we start off with Ver Stone, we'll always end on Ver Flare. If we start off with Ver Fire, you'll be ending on Ver Holy, but we'll be doing the Stone into Ver Flare rotation. Stone first. And next, we're going to be going for Fire. Okay. And we have 2 Alisaie turns back to back, which is perfect for us. So, with this being the case, we're going to be using the Jolt 2 combo here. So, because we just used the Jolt 2 combo, as you can see, the Sword of Eosia, her LD buff, is about to fall off. So we need to reset that. So using her LD is vital when you have dual cast up, so that way you get more dual cast out of it. You'll normally, the LD use will give back 2 uses of the dual cast buff, but you need to have dual cast on to extend it ideally. So we'll be rolling with this first. With that being the case now, we used the LD already, and she does have 2 dual casts, so we're going to be using one of them on the C65, and then the next one is going to be used on their arrow. So next, we will go into redoublement here. Okay, and we'll just use blind sky here. And next, we'll be using another Jolt 2 combo with Alisaie. Into another redoublement. Okay. So Alisaie is now back at 1-1 on her overhead, and will end on flare. Okay, so now her rotation just starts over again. So we'll go into their stone, into EX, into fire, all right. And since the balance is debuffs at 1, we'll reapply. Okay. So I think orange buff is about to fall off on Alisaie, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Okay. So we're going to be doing the doublemint here. Okay, and Alisaie's back up, so we're going to use another Jolt 2 combo. Right back into another redoublement here. And end on flare. So she has 2 turns left on her LD buff. So we're gonna go into Verstone first. And next, because we know that the LD buff is about to fall off, we can use Jolt 2. And we'll extend it with the LD here. Because we have dual cast on, and dual cast now has 2. Okay, so now it's time to apply the Jack debuff. Okay. C65. Into fire. Right into arrow. And we double in here. Okay. And we'll end on another flare. And orange LD buff is about to fall off again, so we have to reapply that. Okay. Alright, so now we just go back into arrow stone again. We'll apply Fran's debuff now. Alright. The exact same rotation repeats again. Into redoublement. Okay. And I think the exact same way that we did from before. It's going to be flare. So Alisaie's LD buff is about to fall off again. And that's fine. We always end on a dual cast. Radiance. And we can just end this here. Into c90 again. Right in the fire. And there we go. So her rotation stayed the exact same all the way through. And you managed to get the best uptime with the burst damage output from going from redoublement into EX into another redoublement again. And on top of that, you're able to maintain the LD debuff because you're always going to end on a, like when the LD debuff falls off, you'll always end it on the dual cast. So that way you're always getting, once you're using your next LD, you're using your next LD on a dual cast turn. So ideally with Alisaie, she's very, very straightforward. And overall, even with how defensive this boss is, Alisaie was still able to punch through thanks to the C65 effect. And on top of that, Pain being here. We did have increased HP damage from Orin being in the main team. And on top of that, we also had Fran. But I think damage wasn't an issue at all here, just because of the fact that she does have an ultimate weapon and she does have her blue armor. But all in all, hopefully this gives you guys some ideas about how you guys can roll with Alisaie here. She's very, very straightforward if you can keep things in check. Do not deviate from the rotation. Once you go into a fight, you're either going to be doing the single target rotation or you're going to be doing an AoE rotation. Don't try to weave too many things into her kit. Playing with her EX is very important, but getting the redoublement into the EX into the another redoublement again means that you're going to have a lot more damage output overall. Enchanted redoublement and her EX are like where her real damage comes from at this point, and keeping her LD buff on to the best of your abilities. With her, if you have a very long-winded fight, you need to plan out your moves accordingly, but because of how many turns she's up, because of how many times she is acting, be a little bit careful with the orb, but all in all, she's very self-sufficient and very destructive. Even with this boss that has ridiculously high defense, didn't even matter. Until next time, guys, good luck on your pulls if you guys are pulling for Alisaie, and I really hope that this video does give more in-depth detail to how she does work. But if there is any more questions, just leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to read them and get back to everybody. But until next time, guys, take care.